Hi, I'm Maggie.
I'm Ariella.
We are grad students at Columbia School of Social Work, and we are doing our student internship with Suffolk DBT.
Today we're going to be teaching you about the please skill. It's part of the emotion regulation module in DBT. The please skill focuses on reducing our vulnerability to negative emotions and getting taken over by what we call emotion mind through taking care of our physical bodies. So when we take care of our physical body, our emotional and mental health tend to also be in a better place or improved. So the first, it's an acronym, and the PL stands for physical illness. So treating physical illness. This can be an illness that pops up, like a stomach virus or a flu, or something more chronic where you need to take prescription medications for it. So we want to think about, are we taking care of ourselves? Going to the doctor when we need to, taking medication to treat sinus infections or different bacterial infections and things like that. Are we taking time off and taking care of ourselves? This can include more chronic conditions. Are you someone that has chronic back pain? Are you going to PT? Are you doing the stretches you're supposed to? Do you have low B12? Are you taking B12? Are you attending to these things in your physical body and doing the necessary measures?
Along those same lines, moving on to the E, so we have PL, we're moving on to E, and please, we want to think eating. For eating and with all things DBT, we like to think about balance, right? This means not overeating or undereating, especially in times of stress. It can be tempting to kind of let eating go to the wayside, right? Maybe making stress choices with eating or whatever is convenient can be the easier option, but focusing on getting proper nutrients is going to help us be best prepared to kind of handle any challenges that come our way. So planning your meals, making sure you have a healthy snack on hand for a long day. Something like finals is a really classic example of when life becomes really stressful and you find yourself feeling terrible because you're not able to keep up with a diet that is best suited for you.
So when we think A, we want to think altering. So specifically avoiding mood altering substances. So this can look like a few things. This can look like knowing what your body can tolerate. It doesn't mean abstinence. The goal is that when we use certain substances, it reduces our access to wise mind, which is where we want to be in DBT. So it can be harder to inhibit certain behavioral responses. We are putting ourselves in a more vulnerable position. So knowing what your body can handle too is really important. Maybe you're someone who drinks socially, and then it's important for you to understand the effects of having one drink versus two, so you can make that responsible choice for yourself. We also want to remember that it's not just the effects of the substance in the moment, but also withdrawal. If you drink a lot of alcohol and the next day you wake up hungover, maybe you feel a little bit sick. Oops, then we hit back to our physical illness.
Moving on to our S, we want to think about sleep. Again, DBT is all about balance, so thinking about managing your schedule to get an adequate amount of sleep. Sometimes noticing when you're venturing into the oversleeping, spending too much time in bed where now your responsibilities are falling through the cracks. On the opposite side of the spectrum, getting not enough sleep, right? Not being able to get adequate rest is going to also lead to us letting some of those opportunities fall through the cracks. So planning our days in a way where we can find proper time to wind down, get settled for bed, and get the amount of rest that our body needs to function is going to be really important. Another time, like finals, I'm going to keep using this example because you have a lot of things to do, your responsibilities are really demanding, so it's tempting to try to prioritize that instead of sleep, where now we are unable to actually study effectively.
So then the last E is exercise. So this can look different for everyone, but to see the full benefits of exercise, we want about 20 minutes of aerobic exercise every day. And why do we want this? We want it because cardio gives us endorphins, which are a feel-good hormone in the brain, can help us get out some energy so that things aren't pent up. It can also exhaust the body so that we can re-regulate. This doesn't need to be a rigorous workout routine. This can be just going for a brisk walk every day. Or, you know, if you like spinning, going to a spin class, doing yoga. The key is that we are getting our bodies moving. It's a bonus outlet for our bodies to release stress. And you also might find it enjoyable.
So if we're keeping these skills in mind each day, whenever a crisis or a really challenging situation does come up unexpectedly, our bodies are going to be more prepared to handle it. Something else to think about is how useful these skills are when there's something that we do anticipate to be stressful coming up, like midterms or finals, right? It's super common for people to entirely forget about sleeping, eating, exercising, and it's really tempting to. But our bodies and minds will definitely thank us if we are keeping these skills in mind each and every day and practicing these skills, especially during those hard times.
So thank you guys for watching, and follow Suffolk DBT for more skills and tips on how to manage things in everyday life.